You were in a relationship when I first met you, innit?
Yeah, for like a year, but like I don't post about it. When you work in this space, you give everything.
Yeah.
People know everything about your life.
Yeah.
For like a relationship is the last thing I've got, like, it's my private life.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I even like
Same,
post about my family and shit because they're funny as shit.
Yeah, your family are jokes.
They are jokes. They need their own show. But like relationship wise, I'm just like I always keep it like really private because like my ex was like that. No social media.
Oh right.
Complete opposite of like what I do. But that was almost the downfall as well.
Oh really?
Yeah, because
it's not compatible.
Yeah, it's just he didn't get it. I think people don't get the content game. They see us in front of a camera having fun, but they don't get the long hours of editing. The disheartening of like you've been editing a video for a week and you get 100 views. Yeah. Like they just don't get it. Yeah. And it's lonely as well. It's a proper lonely craft. You connect with like thousands of people with the internet, but like it's just you. Yeah. Like you're running everything. Don't do it, guys. Right? It will break you down. You have to be built different. I can't lie. It's tough. If I'm not working or producing or doing whatever, like, I'm not earning money. Yeah. Like, I don't think people get that. They're like, oh,
it's not like you can
people
work
call it
from
holiday.
Home and,
oh, you're on holiday. It's like, what? I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, I've been editing for 9 hours straight. Shut your face. Like, shut up.
What do you find the hardest part about it?
Ooh, I think probably the long hours. Filming all day and then you're like on a high adrenaline rush and then it's like the edit. Yeah, and then it's like
when you come home and you're like, not even half of it's done. But exactly. You're literally exhausted and you've got to think about the edit. Yeah.
But do you know what it is? I think it's comparing yourself to like others. I think that's probably the hardest. Like, I think it was like 3 weeks ago. I filmed this video for 420 in Bristol. It was probably the best video I've ever shot.
I was with Stella the day before as well.
Don't. It was... Honestly, and then I looked at the footage, no audio on any of it. And it was like, it had everything in it. No. It had the proper characters, the good storytelling.
I went uni in Bristol.
Yeah, it's
good
just,
people.
It is content. NPCs, but like beautiful NPCs. Yeah. It's like, and after that, I said to Stella, who's like my producer and like boss lady.
Shout out Stella.
Stella.
Shout out
Stella. I said to her, like, I need a detox. I deleted, like, all my social media off my phone.
Really?
Yeah, and I still have it, like, off there. Unless it's, like, transactional of, like, I'm messaging someone for something. Yeah. Because I was like, I can't look at other people's work anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Do you not find that?
Not as bad as that, because that's a whole day of work. But for me, literally the reason I like rap music is because of Wretch 32. Yeah. He's the reason I got into it. He's been like an inspiration of mine and just like, I love his music. I love him and got a relationship with him now. Like we'll DM sometimes or whatever. And I was with him at the GRM gala. I'd already met him a couple of times and I was like, do you want to do an interview? He's like, yes, of course.
Do you get nervous before you like go up to people? Do you think you've been so long in this game now that you can be like...
It still varies because it's like, cool, if I were to interview Dave, I'd definitely be nervous. But
my
at the same time, if I know I'm going to interview someone, it's sort of weird. If I know I'm going to interview someone, I'm not nervous because it's planned. They know they're getting interviewed. Yeah. If it's an in the moment thing, I kind of am. But then the fact I've not thought about it, I'm less nervous because I'm purely freestyling. Like it's weird. The more I prepare, the more nervous I can get. Like Bolly will know. Like when we interviewed Gets, that was kind of nervy because everyone was just watching and like.
Who was what? What do you mean? Was there like?
I interviewed Gets at his own pop-up.
Got you.
So there's all the people at the pop-up are just watching it. But I'm also like, they've asked me to be here. But I don't know if Gets knows that. Like,
you're like, hey.
So it was nervy. But then when we interviewed Prof, this other rapper, we went into a studio and we're just chilling with him.
Is he the Australian one?
Nah. Prof's from Fort Heath. He's far from Australian.
He's up the road.
Literally. I interviewed an Australian rapper called Complete, who that was calm as well because he was just on tour in the UK. Yeah. And I just went up to Birmingham and just chilled in his Airbnb all day before his show. And like again, that's chilling. So chill. No, with Wretch, I was kind of nervous. I was so nervous that I didn't want anything to go wrong. So I already I pressed record, got my mics ready, plugged my mics in, not realizing that if you plug your mic in after you press record, there's no audio. So I now have like a 3-minute video of my interview of Wretch with no sound and
just voice. Apparently, everyone's like voice over it. No, you're just making up shit. You're like, then he said this.
But I kind of thought Wretch is still like the guy. So it's almost too soon to have that interview come out. Yeah. But I messaged him and he's like, "Lol, we'll run it back next time." So it's all good. Yeah. But it's still that pain of
we're trauma bonding right now.
I was literally messaging my family. Oh my gosh, I messaged. I interviewed Wretch.
Was that like peak? That like?
Well, I interviewed Amelia Dims that day as well, which was to this day probably my favorite interview, just because.
Really? Why?
Purely because off camera we had like the most inspiring conversation. I showed her my stuff and she was like, honestly,
anyone who like discredits her. Like I always feel like when someone gets to here, they rip them down.
Everyone. No one wants to see people win.
Yeah, I'm like, why are you doing this? I think it's a UK thing.
Oh, absolutely.
And people might come after me. I think it's a UK thing. I don't think we're never happy with people being on top.
Especially when they then go overseas.
Yeah.
Like, Stormzy's now a commercial rapper. No, Stormzy's sick. Like, a lot of people hate on Stormzy.
If he wants to make like a jazz type album, let him do that. He's an artist. You evolve.
Exactly.
Americans, they'll be like singing your praises till the end, whereas we're like, fuck all of you.
I know.
Well,
like,
why are you
Amelia
doing that?
Interviewing actors and like she's just getting bigger and bigger and stuff, and people now want to hate on her, but it's like
she's put 10 years of hard graft. Maya Jama, 10 years of hard graft. And I think that's the problem with like this instant viral thing.
Yeah.
And why you have to keep going. Like I say it to people all the time, like when they get like disheartened, and I have to say it to myself sometimes, when I get disheartened on a video that I like, but it hasn't popped off. It will pop off at some point because you can have that viral video and then everything. Everything goes up.
And as long as you're happy with all your content, then you wouldn't like. Imagine if one of your old videos went viral and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. You're like, what the fuck?
I was like, one going viral?
I posted this 4 years ago. It's marinating.
Yeah,
marinating.
There's so much. It's weird because like even if you're in different fields, there's so much relatable stuff. Content creators, man.
I'm tired. I'm knackered. We sound well depressing, don't we?
Yeah.
We really love what we do.
We do love it.
But
you have to love it.
But it comes with like it's graft.
I haven't even
introed
this, you know.
Huh?
I haven't even done the intro.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
Yeah, me too. Yes, people, it's your boy BT Max. Welcome to Maxin Relaxin episode 8, 9?
I want to say 10.
10? No, it's definitely not 10. I've got one of my favourite content creators on right now.
Favourite?
100%. What you do is
if I watch another episode and you intro someone and said they're my favourite, I'm fuming.
One of my favourite. I didn't say you're my favourite.
Hey.
The one and only Morf. Morpho. Do you ever go by Morpho?
No, only my parents call me. That's
so where's the O come from?
What do you mean the O? Where are you? Morpho. Yeah, that's my full name.
Oh, your name is Morpho.
Yeah.
But you just go by Morf.
Yeah. Oh, it's classic like foreign name in the UK. And I was like, what's your nickname? I'm like, Morf. And they're like, oh, okay, I can say that. I'm like, one letter.
Because Morpho's too hard.
Yeah, in it. It's like one letter.
Yeah,
in it. We want to stick together.
What do you go by?
It's like my dad's name.
Should I call you Ben?
No, that's the thing.
Really?
My dad's name is Soterios.
Yeah.
His English name is Simon.
It
is a thing. It is a thing. Chibadi G, he does a segment on like people just do nothing about that. Yeah, he's like, my name's Chibadi, but my English name is Charlie. It's like, it is a thing.
I respect it. Some Brits are just too lazy, man.
Yeah, innit.
No, I'll just call you.
Yeah, innit. I'll call you
Mary.
Bob. Yeah, innit.
But yeah, welcome. No, for real though, you are one of my favourite content creators. And like seeing all the work you do and even just knowing you off camera, it's inspiring. And it's always good to like
right back at you. I feel like we've been hustling.
We have been hustling, man. We're tired.
Yeah.
We're tired and summer's just around the corner.
We're tired, but like it's important. Because I think when we first met, when was it? Like, was it last year?
Well, we met, last year. It was when I was just about to go part-time in my job and I was shitting myself. Like,
oh, yeah, shit.
It's like, Morf, how'd you do it?
I was like, fucking do it. No, I was like, you have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, anyone, if you want to be in this game, you have to take a risk.
Yeah, 100%.
And it just changes the dynamic of how you work. As soon as your salary's gone, this is your full charge. Yeah, you're fighting. Like, fighting. Every day counts. And it's the best thing you could do. Mm-hmm. And being your own boss.
I like that.
No one's telling you when you can't and you can and can't
being
go
able to
holiday.
book a holiday. And
Exactly.
Like,
Croatia.
I've got infinite holidays. Tonight you're going to Crystal Palace Man United for Scenes.
Yeah.
How has Scenes been? Has this been your first year of it?
Started at mid last year. So we're coming to like obviously like near the end of the season. It's been sick.
Yeah.
Like it's been like my first big brand series. Mm-hmm. I get to co-host it with Specs.
How is that?
He is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like he is the nicest human ever. This guy is just so polite, and I always think it's really telling how they treat production.
Yeah.
I've been on shoots before where like people don't even say hi to people in production, introduce themselves, and just rude. This guy will shake everyone's hand. He'll know them by name and like he'll say thank you. It sounds really basic. It sounds really basic, but like when you're working like 9-hour shoot, no breaks. So you, like, come on, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
But that guy is just like he just doesn't stop. Like his jokes, he's just like funny off camera as well. He's exactly the same off camera.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he actually a Burnley fan?
No one knows. Not even I know.
Does he know?
No, I don't think no one knows. I think he's trying to figure it out. I think he's going for a phase. I think next season he'll come back as an Arsenal fan. But I get what he means with like those lower tier teams.
Yeah.
Like I low key like follow Southampton because I'm from there.
That's where you're from, yeah.
Yeah. And like I watched the Sunderland doc, so I kind of support Sunderland as well.
I hear you on that though.
I was a Coventry fan last week. I'm just as bad as Specs, if not worse. But I just keep it a bit low key because then I get like male football fans being like, "Women shouldn't be in football because of this."
Yeah.
Shut up, Derek from Doncaster. So they're always from Doncaster. I don't know why. But yeah, Scenes has been great. First like big series I've worked on, and like. You might find this with some of the stuff you've done. Like sometimes when you work with brands, they kind of like try and craft you to be someone you're not. Yeah. Especially like traditional broadcasting. I kind of swear a lot and I don't really have a filter with things, especially with fans because they're chaos. So you can't. Before I like signed on the series, I was like, I'm going to do it my way. How I interact with people. If you don't like that, then I'm probably not the presenter for you because I don't want to be a traditional.
Standing on business.
Yeah. You know it, but I don't want to. The thing is, with like, especially women in football, they expect you to be like a traditional pundit.
Yeah.
Like, I love football, but like, my extensive ball knowledge is non existent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not there like, oh, when they did this, like, techie stuff.
Yeah.
It's not me.
You're just here for the culture of it.
Exactly. Yeah. Spot on.
And you do that perfectly. Jeez, we got more from Sky Sports. That's what I told I told my parents I got someone coming for the podcast. They're like, who is it? I'm like, how do I put it? I don't want to talk about everything. She sometimes goes to these like weird events. I'm like, nah, she just works for Sky Sports.
Yeah, that's the thing. Once you've got like a big broadcaster, you're like, okay, that's what my parents say.
Really,
do you know what I mean as well? Versus like in amongst it stuff, they're like, I don't even know.
But you're in amongst it kills me. Like genuinely, it works so well for you, you know, like to go to these basically just, I don't even want to say weird because I feel like that's almost rude, but weird places.
I feel like, niche subcultures.
Yeah.
But it's just finding like different fandoms.
Yeah, like the furries one, that almost creeped me out because I didn't even know that
it was
really
mad.
existed.
I went into it because I've watched like loads of YouTube videos on like furries.
So when you go to them, do you try and really embrace it beforehand? Like you do all your research and try and get an understanding? Or is that purely the point of you going there?
Yeah. I kind of always want to go in as a novice because if I know too much, I'm just like... You're already building like a bias of like, oh, they're this and this, and especially with furries, like it's like anthropomorphic animals, so like animals that speak. Right. So like Lion King would be an example of that. So when I went, I was like, any video I'd watched previously was all sexual. It was like they just like to fuck each other and all this and this. No, and that's what you see because it's like that's what's gonna get views. Very like important. Yeah, literally that. But actually, like chatting to them, it's like Comic-Con. Yeah. But you build your own character. Right. Majority of the people there, because I asked them like how much their like costumes were. 20 grand, 30 grand, mad. And I'd be like, what do you do?
How have you just got bread for a costume?
All of them really high up in tech companies.
That's so funny.
So it's like people take the piss, but like they're earning.
Serious guys.
Yeah, they're like AI, people who are controlling AI. It makes sense because it's like, it's their escapism.
What's the maddest like football game or like even place you've been to for football?
Ooh.
Because you must have seen a lot of different types of football fans across the country.
Old Firm is top. Yeah. Like Scotland, that was when, so like Rangers Celtic rivalry. When you actually deep these rivalries, it's never to do with football. It's about to do like with either like political stances or religion. Yeah. So like Celtic Rangers is like Protestant versus Catholic. Really? When I flew to Scotland, it was like my first video where like I invested money into it. I was sat on this plane, like shaking. Got there and it was just like walking the streets and like everything was boarded up. It was just kind of like a ghost town. And then we managed to sneak into like the Ranger side because we had a rig. We're like, oh, we're pressed, and they just let us walk in. Fair. Then we got chucked out of that side.
Really?
And then we went to the Celtic side, managed to blag our way in again. You need to sort out your security, because I literally just walked in twice.
Jenny, the power of a microphone, you can get into
it was places. The rig that done it. It was like a proper big daddy rig. I was like, okay.
We're media, boy.
After, it was just like pure chaos. It was the Scotland, it was like Scottish football, and then the Scotland fans for the Euros, and then those two, and then when I went to Cyprus, crazy. Like their firm turns up to like their training ground. and like has flares and shit whilst they're training. It's different over there.
That support's crazy.
Do you like what's it called, the Olympic Park? Yeah.
European nights there, everyone will tell you it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Like the game we had against Leverkusen the other week.
Yeah.
One of the best games I've ever seen, even though we lost the tie. And when that place is rocking, crazy.
It's so big.
Yeah, but
it's huge.
But when you're playing on like at 3 o'clock against Nottingham Forest and it's 1-1, it's so dry.
Bleak.
It literally
bleak.
They've basically taken the soul out of it because Upton Park was like a very poor area.
Yeah.
But this massive stadium would bring so much money every weekend. And you could tell that the people of the place, it was their, like, they lived to shout West Ham once a week. So they would shout. And it was just like the whole atmosphere from coming out of Upton Park Station to... I remember I got a season ticket for the last ever season.
Yeah.
And I was 16, 17. So I just literally went by myself. It was like a Tuesday night game against Tottenham. And I'm just there, like, minding my business, probably revising on my way there because I was doing like GCSEs. Like, went up by myself.
All the football fans like, get out of your hand, literally, lads. Grow up.
And come out the station and I'm just hearing noise, dogs, sirens, and I'm just seeing a wall of police. I'm like, can I even get out of the station?
My key stage 4 maths book.
Literally, they were pushing, they were like whipping everyone out the station, being like, go that way. And I saw there was a wall of police officers. I looked inside, there was a massive fight going on inside. And instead of stopping the fight, they built a wall of police officers around the fight to stop people joining.
Cage fight, I like it.
Genuinely, West Ham versus Tottenham, it was crazy. But obviously, little 16-year-old me was just like, wow, I need to get to my seat quick. Like, I'm not involved.
Do you have one of those hats?
Which ones?
You know the ones.
The flat cap.
Those little, if you're a West Ham fan, you have one of those hats.
My son, when I have a child, he's wearing one.
You all look like Peaky Blinders.
When the hairline is gone,
South London.
I'm owning the flat cap, the little, what's the Danny Dyer, like trench coat?
Yeah.
I'll lean into that. But
yeah, he's a huge West Ham fan.
You haven't met my dad yet, but you'll see him, you'll realise we're not your traditional West Ham fans. My dad...
Does he have a cap though?
No, my dad is like
not yet.
Like... He prides himself on being completely different to the West Ham fans.
Really?
Like, he does not want to associate himself with them. West Ham fans are fat, bald, alcoholics, smoke, and look about 10 years older than they actually are.
That could be you one day.
It probably will.
And then we're like rerun this clip.
This clip will kill me off. Yeah,
you're just there like size of this sofa bowl. Like
literally.
West Ham still haven't won.
You've still not won a thing. Hey, we're champions of Europe, man. Come on. Come on.
In amongst it is like the series that I want to build because I think, like I was saying, the brand world, like there's an expiry date. Mm-hmm. That's the reality of it. Like there's going to be new people coming through, which is like exciting and fun. That's not me being like, they're going to forget about me. Like there's just going to be new things coming through. We don't know. There might be a new social media platform.
Yeah, it's true.
We don't know.
It's true.
So it's like, I want to build a series where I've got like creative control and like, I want to build it to like, hopefully where it can go on like TV or something like that. Kind of like Louis through Weird Weekenders, but like for modern day things. That's the aim. What about you?
I see myself as being a presenter. And this is kind of one thing I wanted to do, like this podcast, and that it's not just music. Like I'm very, very, very comfortable talking about UK rap music, and I'll talk it on any platform at any level comfortably. And I'd like to go into like presenting award shows or presenting on radio or red carpets, because that's like a good way to use music to get into presenting.
I feel like radio show for you is the next. I can see that in 2024.
Radio makes sense.
Predicting right now.
Well, I mean, I've got a co-host in sport, and it's now like adapting that into a hosting and having my own show and then whatnot. But we're getting there. But yeah, what I like about this is that I can just have chats with people, and it's about everything.
Yeah, there's no rules.
Me as a personality, as well as not just the guy that talks about music. And I feel like as I get older, and I probably won't want to be on camera forever.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Building your own production, you'd be able to then produce other content, and like, cool, in 10 years' time, if you see the next Morf coming up, you can be like, you know what? I built this whole thing. Do you have any ideas that we can like? That's the sort of thing I'd like to do.
Yeah, no, I think that's the thing, and I think sometimes in this game, I think people feel entitled, and I've seen it before of like, I'm the best in the game, like you need to get on me early, and I'm like, I get it, but like so are loads of other people. I don't know. I don't like that. I hate the false confidence.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we know what it's like off camera. Me personally, I like to like operate in the shadows a little bit. I don't like the phrase like, I'm cooking. Show me the food. Show me the food. Show me the dish. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm just like, that doesn't do anything for me. I'm just like, I want to see the final product. I don't even know how I got into this bit. What were we saying before?
What were you saying?
Just went on a tangent. This is how my brain works.
Helping the next gen.
Like within amongst it, like 2 years time, I'd want to bring like other presenters in, like a pool of presenters. So it's like a network.
Well, like with me, it's like with music, I can either help presenters and content creators and by making content, or I want to bring back the freestyle series and then actually help rappers and producers and develop artists. Yeah, I love that. People will come to me and actually value my opinion about their music. If someone sends me their music, no matter how bad it is, I will always try and tell them something about it. Yeah, for sure. Just because it's good to help. And who am I to not help you? I was going to ask, is there any limits to In Amongst It? Is there anything you'd rule out?
Oh, God. Probably not. It's all about, like, highlighting, like, communities and, like, the whole brand is, like, I make mates along the way. That's the thing. It's not, I'm not there to take the piss. The comedy comes from the people. Like, it's the question.
And you genuinely being, like, curious.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think, again, we're in this, like, phase of content where, like, people go into people's safe spaces to take the piss.
Yeah.
And that, for me, it doesn't sit right. When people go to Comic-Con and take the piss out of people... Why are you doing that? Like, these people have done nothing to you. This is their safe space. And, like, a lot of the time, these people, like, have, like, social anxiety. Let them have their space. Yeah, like, why you do that? It's in like this game, it's not fair.
The harassment in public people where they literally just...
those Riz guys, I'm pointing now, I just can't get on board with it. It's entertainment at the expense of, like, of a woman.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you took women at that equation... You don't have views. You don't have nothing to go on. Imagine someone coming up to your missus on the streets and being like, oh, like, you're well sexy. She doesn't want to get filmed.
Yeah.
And then they use that because, I don't know, if she, like, looks, like, awkward or uncomfortable. Yeah. And then they get, like, millions of views off the bat.
People might even be abusing the girl in the comments or something, or, like...
Yeah.
Oops. That wasn't like a branded little nudge or something.
And now we're on to our next segment. But do you know what I mean? Stuff like that, I just can't get on board with.
It's, one of my quotes, I can't even see it, I haven't got my glasses on, is seek respect, not attention, it lasts longer.
Ooh!
Like, clout chase.
I'm going to click to that, like we're in a poetry
club. You got to have value. And I think that's important with what we do. I had one thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I don't know.
What's this little black book?
I just wrote a couple notes of being like, hey, these things, make sure I try to chat to Morf about. I don't even know how to bring this next one up, but your most viewed YouTube video, you got a wax of your vagina. You got a cast of your vulva, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's old school.
That is old school.
Really old school.
But it's still very much the same essence of what you do within amongst it.
Yeah, like, no, it was...
a genuine curiosity for the artist.
Yeah, no, she was sick. Like, she's huge now as well.
Really?
Like, huge, yeah. We basically found her through, like, a Facebook group.
Really?
She was doing, like, casting for, like, women's like vaginas,
as you do,
and as you do, for like this big exhibition. The exhibition was just all about like.
Was yours on exhibition?
It is somewhere. I don't actually know where it is. I should really like try and get that back and like sell it or something. Only
someone will buy it. Some
fucking weirdo would buy that.
Giveaway.
Imagine. Hi guys.
Giveaway someone.
Yeah, in it. Imagine. Yeah, maybe I should do that. I'm going to look into that.
I don't know how comfortable you'd feel with that, man.
Literally. But it was all about like body positivity. Yeah. Again, it was exploring the niche. Again, Louis Theroux's like my goat.
Yeah. I hear it.
And he always, I don't know if did you ever watch his like Weird Weekenders? Like
I've watched a lot of his documentaries. I can't even.
But he'd always put himself into like the situation. So say with like, he'd go to chat to like porn stars and then he'd be in a scene like butt naked, and that was one of the first videos. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put myself in it, and you don't see anything, so like don't think you're gonna be seeing anything with this video. But yeah, it was my first intro, but I don't actually speak to the girl that was in that video anymore.
Oh really?
Yeah, we just kind of went our separate ways because of some techie issues.
Oh, okay. We don't need to dive into that.
Techie issues. Dead to me.
Oh damn, it's deep.
Yeah, it's deep.
Shit, wow. You still got both of you got your vulvas out there somewhere.
I like this little book.
I know.
It's quite unnerving.
I've really done
I'm
this.
like, what else is in
the
this?
wrong. No, literally just some notes about you. Yeah, the other one. You're from Southampton. Why do you support Man United?
Oh, don't be that guy.
Just saying.
Because my dad is the classic. It's the classic, like, I inherited this team.
Okay.
And, like, in Cyprus, you either support Arsenal or United.
Fair.
And it just literally was inherited. And everyone's like, you don't have a northern accent. Shut up. All right? It doesn't matter.
I mean, you don't. You don't have a northern accent.
I could do. I might bring that in next year.
What was Southampton like?
Growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all right. Like, I always knew I didn't want to live there. I always knew growing up, like, I wanted something more in life. I think opportunities there were slim. And I didn't know what I wanted to do when I was younger. I think I was like, when I went to uni, because I went to uni in Bournemouth, I did like marketing and business. I felt really lost at uni. I'm not academic smart. I learned by like doing, actually activating things. And it was only when I did my placement year, which was like my year in the industry, so I got to work at Nike, that changed everything for me. Like the people I worked with were so sick. That changed the game. And then after that, went agency side, worked for some sports brands, and then worked my way up. And then I headed up a culture team. So my job was basically finding people who were like on the uprise, and then getting brands to work with them. And I used to pitch video formats as well. So it's just, and then I was like, why are no brands taking these ideas? Because they were too scared. Yeah. And then from there I was like, fuck it. I'm pitching I'm pitching these for free. Yeah. I'm just going to do it myself. And then it just spiraled from there. But Southampton, I love it for what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd never like be like, fuck that place. Yeah. But it's just not a place I wanted to stay.
Yeah, no, I hear it. It's odd though. So like, you didn't have the academic background. See, it's weird for me. I was very good academic. Like,
really?
Yeah. Like
that sounded like I was really shocked. But
no, but like what? People like I got a first class economics degree, which like
I watched The Big Short the other day.
I haven't actually seen it. Have I seen that?
Oh, I was like, what? It was the first time I watched it as well. You need to watch that. Yeah.
It's my world, apparently. Yeah. But like, everyone's surprised that I talk about music when they're like, oh, so what's your background? I'm like, I study economics. But so it was even harder for me to actually be like, instead of applying for these internships and big money jobs, I'm going to not.
Has economics helped in what you do now in some
weird ways? Yes. And potentially in some content that I'm chatting to some people about. Yeah. We'll see, maybe. Like, yes, in that I was able to get some work. Yeah. Like, just part-time tutor, which actually pays me some money every week just because I know economics. I tutor economics.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, I quite like helping
you
people struggling.
You should defo do some, like, some economics. Who's the guy? What's his name? Manny? He does the science.
Yes,
and he teaches people on TikTok.
He's sick.
You should do that with economics.
Yeah,
you can have the idea for free.
No, real ones will know that I did do economics TikTok for a company I worked for a while back. A couple real ones know me for that.
Have you got a vid?
Discover Economics. Go on there.
TikTok. You're just getting stuff.
It's fell off since I left though. But
that's really sweet.
My sort of thing is nothing's off limits. It's like cool. While I'm doing music now, and I'm still very happy for that to be the main thing. I like football. I like economics. I like chatting shit on the mic. Like, it's all gonna fit in. Even fitness. I started through fitness.
Yeah, I'm gonna somehow
bring it back into the loop. We'll get there.
What was your first brand vid that you done?
The first video I got paid for was for a rapper. So
that was your first ever brand.
Video I did it for a rapper, like a small rapper.
I thought it was going to be something a bit more niche. Mine was like an erectile dysfunction company. Oh. Yeah. It was me and my boy.
How did you advertise that?
Yeah, it was me and my boy Obi, because he was doing it and we were like the co-presenters for it, and we just used to talk to like different people about men and their issues.
Did it really work?
Yeah, literally. I'm like, what is happening? But it was actually really interesting. This is the thing. I think I always find it like fascinating because it's like men, especially, it's performance issues, and if you have like severe anxiety, Viagra companies, they just like they're just like quick fix. Instead of
actually
dealing with like the issues,
diving into the root of it.
So whenever I was like with someone who had those issues, I was like, it's fine. Like, cool, I've studied in this, kind of. They're like, what? And I'm like, you need to sort your issues out. Yeah. Imagine you're getting physical and then it turns into a therapy session.
Morf giving therapy. What don't you do, man?
Yeah, innit?
You're now going to get man DMing you about
no, please don't.
I sometimes get anxiety in the bedroom.
Oh, God. I'm like, listen, this is what you
What would you say is the maddest DM you've had? Because you screenshot some.
Yeah, I know my favourite one. I don't know if I've
You have a professional hater as well, don't you?
Oh yeah, my troll.
Yeah.
I love him. Okay, favourite DM is... It was this guy after Carnival. It was basically like, if I saw you at Carney, I would have daggered you into my front room so hard that we ended up on the stage. And I was like, that actually doesn't make any sense. And his name was like Stay Scheming. You know, when you read a message, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. So we're on the streets and you dagger me so hard, we end up in your front room and then we end up on main stage.
It doesn't really make any sense.
Oh, I don't know what it was,
I
but
think
like...
the underlying that he's going to dag you pretty hard.
But then,
I think that's the message you're trying to purvey.
But I got that printed on a t-shirt for the last time I went to Carnival.
Respect
and like there
it.
was like a sub-narrative of the video, like trying to find this
Trying
guy
to find
who
the guy,
DM'd me
trying
like
to
a
get
year ago.
jagged onto the main
I was like,
stage.
have you seen Stay underscore
Stay
scheming?
Stay Scheming
Stay
at?
Scheming. There was him, and then I had my professional, my troll.
Yeah.
Which was mad, right? So this guy would comment on all my videos. All of them, he'd be like, you're spreading like messages to kids on like furries and shit, or like gay pride. He was like, people shouldn't be seeing this, blah, blah, all of this stuff. Normally I don't engage, but I'm just like, when you're being a fucking asshole, fuck that guy. Anyways, I saw him in a pub, my local pub in like Finsbury Park. I was coming outside, I think I was like having a cigarette or something. I looked at him and I was like this. I was like, come on then. I was like, what are you going to say now, like, to my face? So, nah, nothing. Yeah. And then I was like, come on then, like, if you're going to troll me, like, go
Do
on.
it.
Yeah, I was like,
face. Yeah.
And it was just such a good example of, like, these people, like, they just don't care when they just, like, when people are commenting, like, it doesn't, there's no skin on the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, saying it to someone's face is different, but actually, like, typing something else. That's
so
like,
easy, yeah.
But the fact I bumped into him in the whole of London, do you know what I mean?
In your local.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you doing here? And then he gave me his business card at the end. And then we got a photo together because I thought it was funny.
That's funny.
I was like, Stay Scheming. Maybe that was Stay Scheming. Maybe it was him. Do you get any weird DMs?
Well, the thing is, girls won't move to you. They'll be like, hi. And I'm just like,
hey.
cheers, thanks for the follow.
How long have you been with your girlfriend for?
4 years.
So like long.
It's never really got in the way. I've had a girl like respect 10 out of 10 for effort. She sent almost like a CV trying to ask me on a date, but she sent like she sent a like certificate being like, oh, I've got a degree in grimiology from the University of like sent like her like graduation picture and everything, and I was like, listen,
how old was she? What?
Well, she would have been like 20s because she just graduated, but I was like, I have to respect the work you put in, but
too much.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because it's like, if you were single and they were fit, like it changes the game, doesn't it?
Yeah,
you have to be attracted to them, and it sounds really like shallow, but if you're in a club and someone like starts chatting to you and you find them fit,
then
it's not
doesn't
cringe.
really matter what they say.
Yeah, they could start talking about like mayonnaise or something, and you'd be like, "Oh my god,
no way,
yeah,
I like mayonnaise. I'm a ketchup guy."
Oh my god, sick.
It's a weird world. Most of my DMs are just rappers going, "Yo, bro, take me in," or like, "Yo, I'm sick." Okay, like.
Do you get people coming through like the ranks, or do you ever get like?
I'll never get like big rappers DMing me to be like, "Yo, check my thing."
Not yet.
Nah, not unless like, I've met them, but then they're not messaging me for anything. Like, if it's a big one, they'll have management that will do that. Nah, nothing too weird. Just a lot of rappers just trying to be like, yo, I'm the guy, like, take me in. And
I do respect it though. Like,
yeah, but they have to send it. If you message me, yo, I'm not responding. Like,
Are they just sending you yo, or they sending you their music as well?
So, but it won't
Just
send me.
yo.
They'll be like, yo,
Yo.
I'm a 30 rapper. I'm like, you have to send me something. Like, I can't just. I'm not gonna then research you to find out in case you happen to be the next day.
Yeah.
Because I get that on every platform from multiple rappers.
Interesting.
Most of them are really bad. I have to say it as well.
What makes them bad?
In that they have no rhythm, no. Like the thing is, a lot of them will pay for like really nice music videos.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't like. If my response to you is, oh, it's a nice video, or the beat's cold, you're bad at rapping, bro.
Yeah, no, it's a thing. I think I remember like, who was it? Like FD, Fabs just being like, I think he put it on his story just like, because he used to rap. I think I remember him saying like, I knew I wasn't good enough. That's a really interesting thing of like knowing you're not good enough and like shifting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Being like, I can't do this.
Well, even when I was making gym content, I was like, I'm not gonna be a personal trainer. I don't really want to be. I like going to the gym, so I'm like, I'm probably not the best guy to be making gym content unless you just join in the fun.
It's like, when do you have that conversation with yourself?
Yeah,
because it's that thing of like,
but it takes
I'm gonna work hard till I make it. But then it's like, some people just aren't.
You can work as hard as you want, but you still need something. Like...
Yeah, it's a weird thing to think about.
Oh, this has been sick, you know. I feel like this podcast.
It's like a therapy.
This one's been so different, and we just chatted, and then. Yeah.
What'd you chat about with the other peeps?
No, normally.
Peeps. I've never said that
we'll do this after. Normally, we do a little drawing together as a warm up. To see how creatives really
we got straight into like relationships.
We just went straight in. I was like, run the cameras. We'll do this after because it's a nice little memento. And then I do the intro, then we chat, but we were just chatting. But last question, what's a random fact about you?
A random fact? I feel like it's not even interesting. I hate condiments.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone always says
chips.
Yes, everyone says that. I don't. Yeah, I'm serious. I don't know if it's like, I've never been like diagnosed with like autism.
Why did you go there? What?
No. But like, no. Let me finish. Like, maybe I've been like TikTok diagnosed, where they're like, if you like, I'm like that is me. With like condiments is so weird. But I don't like the way they look. Like, I don't like beans. I hate because they look like drowning people. Ketchup is the worst. I don't like the way it looks.
How about like in a burger if you're not seeing it?
Barbecue, but like a little bit.
Right. As in,
so
what?
Chips
You just
are
don't
dry.
like the idea of a condiment.
Oh, it's just brown sauce, mustard,
Damn.
It actually makes it feel weird. But I'm not sure that's a fun fact.
That's so interesting.
It's pretty twisted.
That's pretty interesting. All right, Morf, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
So much fun. We'll do our drawing now, but we'll wrap up now and then we'll show them at the end.
Hey!
I'll tell you what to do, but Morf, tell them where can they find you?
At Morf on Instagram. Jeez. In amongst it.
Jeez.
I think that's it.
That's it. I love that you pointed out the other day, and I can't unsee it now. As in amongst it.
In amongst it.
In amongst it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. Because my email's that as well now, and everyone's like, your email's like in amongst it. I'm like, that would only happen to me. It was very on brand.
All right, Morf, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
And please like, subscribe, follow. If you're listening on Spotify, shout out you.
Shout out my troll.
But we'll see you next time. Bow.
Hey. Do you have like a jingle?